With the Red Sox off the radar, it is officially and exclusively football season in New England, and this huge crowd at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough greeting their New England Patriots, winners of 3 of the last 5 Super Bowls, as they get set to take on John Lynch, Champ Bailey, and the Denver Broncos on Sunday Night Football. Al Michaels along with John Madden, Andrew Kramer. Welcome to Foxborough. The Broncos hope their dominance continues over the Patriots. Counting a postseason game last year, Denver has beaten New England 4 of the last 5 times they have faced each other. This year, the good news for Denver, they haven't given up a touchdown. The bad news, they've scored only 1, and thus their record is only 1-1. They lost to St. Louis on 6 field goals. Last week, beat Kansas City in overtime. Meanwhile, New England had to come from behind on opening day to beat Buffalo, built up a big lead last week, then held on to beat the Jets, so they come in with a record of 2 wins and no defeats. But, John, they haven't been dominant. They lost 6 starters, plus their kicker, Adam Vinatieri, during the offseason and earlier this season. And they've also now lost Deion Branch, their leading receiver, as well. Is this team still among the creme de la creme in the NFL?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they, are the elite or in the group of the elite. And anytime you have Bill Belichick coaching and you have Tom Brady quarterbacking, you have to be in the elite. And I was talking to Bill Belichick about the wide receiver position the other day, and he said, we're a work in progress there, and Tom Brady really doesn't feel comfortable yet with his wide receivers. So what that's doing is making them more throw to the tight end, throw to the backs, and more of a running team.
Now tonight they face Denver, and we all know that Mike Shanahan has been an offensive mastermind. Yet offensively in 2 games they've done next to nothing. Defensively they've been great. Is this a change in progress? Will Denver be a team whose fate gets determined more by defense than offense now?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I watch them, and I don't think their defense is as good as you think their defense is, and I don't think their offense is as bad as you think the offense is. And this is going to be a Mike Shanahan team. It's going to be, about being able to run the ball, and then they have to stop the run. They have to tackle better on defense, and then if they can run the ball, then Jake Plummer is going to be able to do the things that he does well, and that's play action, pass, and bootleg.
This should be fun in Foxborough tonight at 68 degrees, and you'll be taking a look at 2 coaches who've won 5 Super Bowls between them. Mike Shanahan with 2, Bill Belichick with 3 on Sunday Night Football.
And talented Sid Cicero. Stop it. I'm the ball dude.
Catch all your sports news, highlights, and analysis daily on Score Tonight.
Woo! What's he doing? I don't know. Check this out, 720. Ooh. For real, count it. Watch the move. Oh, you're my boy, Blue.
Score Tonight, up to 3 times daily, only on NASN.
In Foxborough, home of the Patriots since 2002, built adjacent to the old Foxborough Stadium, which closed with a bang on the night of the Snowball when they beat Oakland and propelled themselves to their first Super Bowl title. Stephen Gostowski will do the kicking. That first K is silent. He was their 4th round selection in the draft when they let Adam Vinatieri get away. Vinatieri going to Indianapolis, so they had to draft a kicker. He kicked at Memphis in college, and he will send it down to Quincy Morgan, who just joined the Broncos last week. They've been having trouble running back kicks. Morgan, late of the Pittsburgh Steelers, cut before the start of the season, and away we go from Foxborough, and Morgan starts to come out and says, I've only been here 6 days. I better just take a knee. Let's take a look at the Denver offense.
Jake Plummer, Arizona State.
Tatum Bell, Oklahoma State.
Kyle Johnson, Syracuse.
Rod Smith, Missouri Southern.
Javon Walker, Florida State.
Stephen Alexander, Oklahoma.
Matt Lepsis is the left tackle. The left guard is Ben Hamilton. The longtime center is Tom Neion in his 13th season. Cooper Carlisle is the right guard, and the right tackle is big, 338-pound George Foster. I gave you the guys because it's a tradition in Denver. They don't introduce themselves. They don't talk to the media. But there is your interior 5. It goes back to the days of Alice Gibbs coaching the offensive line. And that's Tatum Bell around the left side. And he picks up 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. And let's take a look at the New England defense.
Ty Warren, Texas A&M.
Vince Wilfork, Hurricanes.
Richard Seymour,
University of Georgia.
Mike Vrabel, The Ohio State University.
Junior Seau, Fight On USC.
Teddy Bruschi, Arizona.
Roosevelt Colvin, Broad Ripple High School.
Ellis Hobbs III, DeSoto High School.
Eugene Wilson, University of Illinois.
Rodney Harrison, Markham, Illinois.
Sante Samuel, Boyd Anderson High School.
Yes, the Junior Seau, who retired for about a day and a half this summer. Mike Vrabel makes the tackle here on Tatum Bell, and it will be 3rd down and 2 for the Denver Broncos.
You know, Vrabel makes a lot of tackles. This guy is one of the most valuable players on this Patriot defense because he can play inside linebacker, outside linebacker, play the pass and drop back, or rush the passer. Anything he does, this guy is a top guy. There he is right there, just circled his head.
And he's caught 6 passes in his regular season career, all for touchdowns, and 2 postseason passes, both for touchdowns.
You know, he's a very smart player. He's not the middle linebacker who usually calls the defenses, but he does call the defenses for this Patriot team.
Denver spreads it out on 3rd and 2, and out of the shotgun, they'll get the 1st down. That's caught by the former Green Bay Packer, Javon Walker. And Walker at the 44, but a penalty flag has been thrown. Jerry Austin, the veteran, a man who's refereed a couple of Super Bowls, will make the call.
Penalty flag was way on the other side of the
Illegal
field.
contact, 55 of the defense. Penalty is declined. The result of the play is a 1st down.
That was Junior Seau whistled for the foul. 1st down.
You know, you say, what does Mike Shanahan do? We were talking about how they package things differently. Here he goes empty backfield, and you see the crosser. They pick up one cross going to the left, and they don't get Javon Walker, the other crosser coming to the right.
So Jake Plummer completes his first pass of the night. Jake off to a poor start this season. His pass rating coming in tonight, 38.6. No touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 3 on opening day against St. Louis. On 1st down, the protection's good, but then he has to swing it to the outside. This is Tatum Bell with a nice run across the 50. Now they have 2 Bells. They have Tatum Bell and a rookie, Mike Bell, a free agent, and they've been alternating. But Mike Shanahan told us last night, he said, you know what, I'm going to leave Tatum in there. And I think what Mike wants is for Tatum to distance himself from Mike Bell and clearly become the #1 guy.
Right. You know, every team in the NFL now feels that they have to have 2 running backs, but as Mike says, you'd like to have some separation between the 2, and he said he's going to play this game and let Tatum Bell be the guy, and then Mike Bell just spell him.
You saw Mike Bell 20 on the sideline. Plummer now from the 46 over the middle, and that pass is caught by Rod Smith. Rod Smith, 12th year out of Missouri Southern, has caught more than 800 passes in his career. Had a concussion last week, and then he was cleared to play, and he makes the first catch of the pass thrown to him tonight.
You know, Mike Vrabel called Rod Smith the other day a Patriot killer. And you know that Jake Plummer, when he feels a blitz coming like this, he is going to find Rod Smith, and Rod Smith is going to find an opening for Jake Plummer.
Plummer 3 for his first 3. Ball at the 40-yard line. And this is Tatum Bell, and this time he will not get out of the backfield. Ty Warren, number 94, the first to get him, and Mike Vrabel helps to clean up.
The Patriots played that very well. That's that zone play where the whole line just comes to the right and they get the back in behind it and get a push. But the Patriots won that battle on the line of scrimmage.
So now it's 3rd down and 6, and the crowd already rises.
The Patriots are in their nickel pass defense, 5 defensive backs. This is where they give the exotic blitzes and coverages.
And here comes the blitz. And Plummer has a little bit of time, but the pass is incomplete, intended for Walker. He was covered there by Ellis Hobbs. Would have been shy of the 1st down anyway. So Denver picks up 2 first downs, but now they're forced to punt.
This is where Bill Belichick becomes a, what do you call him, a brainiac. And you know, in this situation, he gets you in 3rd down. He's going to give you different combinations of secondary and linebackers, and with that, anyone can blitz.
Paul Ernster is the Denver punter, and Troy Brown, who does everything. Receiver, defensive back, run back man, 14th year in the league, is back to receive the kick. But he's going to let it go, and it bounces at the 1 with backspin. Just perfect. Jerome Cox, number 40, downs it there. So a beautiful kick. Ernster gets saluted on the sideline because New England will start from its own 2-yard line when we come back.
Hi, I'm CC Sabathia with Cleveland Indians. Watch live Major League Baseball all season long right here on NASN, Europe's leading channel for North American sports.
You want to know more about German baseball? Just click www.baseball.de.
Quarterback in the hospital. That is true as New England starts and moves it out to the 4-yard line on first down. That's Corey Dillon. There was an erroneous report that he was in critical condition. Our Peter King of Football Night in America talked to Bruce Allen of the Tampa front office, who said he is not in critical condition, but he is in the hospital in Tampa for undisclosed reasons, and we will follow it up throughout the night. And of course, we're all thinking about Chris, and obviously Chris's dad, Phil, at a time like this. 2nd down and 7 from the 4-yard line. Dillon to the other side, and that's a great tackle in the backfield made by DJ Williams. Let's take a look at the New England offense.
Tom Brady, Michigan.
Corey Dillon, Seattle, Washington.
Troy Brown, Marshall.
Richard Caldwell, University of Florida.
Benjamin Watson, University of Georgia.
Daniel Graham, Colorado.
Matt Light, Purdue University.
Logan Mankins, Fresno State.
Dan Copen, Boston College.
Stephen Neal, Cal State Bakersfield.
Ryan O'Callahan, Cal Berkeley.
O'Callahan, a 5th-round draft choice, a rookie and a starter. 3rd down and 8. Again, it's Dillon. And again, this time Dillon picks up the first down. So 3 runs for Dillon. Left, right, and then through the middle. Lynch makes the tackle, and New England able to move the chains.
Yeah, you're talking about Ryan O'Callahan, the rookie right tackle. He's a pretty good player, too. You know, you see a guy and you think he's going to have problems, but this guy doesn't. I mean, you watch him just all fire out. They get a double team here in the left side, and the Broncos start to flow down. Dillon reads flow and cuts back against it.
Lawrence Maroney, good-looking rookie, is in the backfield now. He swings out into the pattern, and the pass is caught by the tight end Benjamin Watson, knocked down by DJ Williams. And let's take a look at the Denver D.
Kennard Lane, the U. Gerard Warren, Florida.
Michael Myers, Alabama.
Ebenezer Ekubon, Carolina.
DJ Williams, the U. Al Wilson, Tennessee.
Ian Gold, Michigan.
Champ Bailey, Georgia. John Lynch, Stanford.
Nick Ferguson, Georgia Tech. Darren Williams, Oklahoma State.
You saw DJ Williams from the U, the University of Miami. He was down after making the last tackle. Injury timeout.
ESN, the North American Sports Network, a new and exciting sports channel dedicated to the best in live North American sports 24/7. NASN is the best of live NFL, including the Super Bowl live, up to 175 regular season NHL games and the Stanley Cup Finals, comprehensive coverage of the MLB regular and postseason, and exclusive college football and basketball. With the best daily news, highlights, and analysis, NASN is your channel for the best in live North American sports. Visit NASN.com for scheduling, news, and information.
DJ Williams appears to be fine. Walked off under his own power shortly after he went into commercial. Should be back in very shortly. 2nd down and 5 now. New England staying on the ground. And this is Lawrence Maroney. He is the rookie out of Minnesota, their #1 draft choice. and a guy who they want to work into the action, and he has seen a lot of action. In fact, in his first 2 carries against Buffalo, he gained 27 yards on the first and 22 on the second.
Well, he's a good-looking running back. Everyone I talk to in the league thinks that Lawrence Maroney is a real deal, and Bill Belichick says, you know, the thing that I like about him is if we get things blocked up, he could take the ball 40 or 50 yards. So you usually think of a 40 or 50 yards play in a pass and a wide receiver, but Maroney can give it to him in the running game.
Now a 3rd and 8 from the 15. Brady. And that pass is incomplete. So they do get 1 first down to get out of the shadow of the goalpost. Daniel Graham was the intended receiver, but Denver should wind up with pretty good field position with about 8 minutes remaining in the opening period.
And you notice who he's throwing to. He's throwing to Ben Watson and to Daniel Graham, his tight ends. And I think that, you know, as I was saying earlier, he doesn't have a real comfort factor yet with his wide receivers, but he does have with his tight ends.
Josh Miller, former Steeler, 11th year, tied for the league lead in net punting after 2 weeks. And the left footer this time with a line drive hopper that will roll dead just inside the 40-yard line. First touched up at about the 39-yard line. And so the New England Patriots will take over, or the Denver Broncos will take over at that spot, despite New England contending that they wound up with the ball. They were the first to touch it at the 37-yard line. Now the officials are going to confer before we go to the break here. Jerry Austin heads this crew. It appeared the Patriots touched it first.
We have first touching by the kickers at the 39-yard line. First down and 10, Denver.
Yep, that is the call. Just to make it official. First quarter, no score in New England.
Can't say how thankful I am for all the success I've had. It's a dream come true.
All right, back to throw. He's going to throw it to the end zone. Touchdown!
What a throw by Brett Favre.
He shoveled the ball forward as he was going down.
That's just such heads-up veteran play by Brett Favre.
He flipped it into the end zone backhand. What a lunge by Brett Favre. I've never seen anything like it.
This is the best thing that's happened in Green Bay in a long time.
I'm shooting the bold and the beautiful NFL jerseys from Reebok. Now, stick out that chest.
For Reebok official national football jerseys and more, visit NASNEurope.com.
Tick, followed, talk, followed, tick, followed, talk.
Hi, I'm Tom Glavine of the New York Mets. Watch live Major League Baseball all season long on NASN, Europe's #1 channel for MLB.
Peter, what is the latest on Chris Sims, the Tampa quarterback?
Bob talked to Diana Sims, Chris Sims' mother, a few minutes ago, and she said that Chris had had his spleen removed, had also had a blood transfusion, was resting comfortably in a hospital in Tampa, and probably would stay there for several days. But he's out of danger, and she does not see any imminent danger whatsoever for Chris.
Peter, thanks. Back to Foxborough.
All right, thank you, Bob. And, of course, our thoughts with the Sims family as on first down, Bell swings to the outside, Tatum Bell, and picks up about 7 yards. Tatum Bell out of Oklahoma State, second-round draft choice in 04. And, you know, John, we watched the Broncos through the years. It doesn't really matter. I mean, they had Clinton Portis and said, you know what, we've got a system that works. We can even trade him away.
You know, they do, and that's a Mike Shanahan thing. It's that zone blocking and then the backside cut. So you can go play side, and if they overreact, you just cut it back. On that one, Tatum Bell just outran the Patriot defense.
Denver noted for a quick and light, relatively speaking, offensive line through the years, and that one is tipped and incomplete. Try to get it into Bell, and it falls to the turf just shy of the 50-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 3. Jake Plummer, one of the stories, of course, in Denver, and it's always, you know, the other quarterback who people want when you start out the season the way Jake has. And Mike Shanahan said, no chance. They've got a great-looking rookie in Jay Cutler out of Vanderbilt. There is Cutler. He said, but Plummer is my man. Case closed right now. Third down and 3 up at the 46-yard line. Plummer from the gun. Backpedals and nearly has that one intercepted by Teddy Bruschi, who cemented the win last week against the New York Jets with an interception. And the crowd, roo.
You know, isn't Teddy Bruschi something? I mean, you think of him a year ago. He has a stroke. He comes back for that. He breaks his wrist in the preseason, and he has that operated on. He's playing with a cast, but he just, in any situation, run or pass, he knows exactly where to be.
Plummer looked like he was throwing into a kaleidoscope. Ernster's punt, run back by Kevin Falk to the 24-yard line. New England and Brady begins possession number 2 at that spot. 7:02 remaining in the opening period. Denver, nothing. New England, nothing.
Hi, I'm Tim McCarver, inviting you to watch my show exclusively here on NASN, Europe's #1 channel for North American sports. Please tune in each week as I interview the biggest stars and sports legends. Don't miss Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show right here on NASN.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton.
For the kid and the kid in you, from First Base International, foam bats and foam balls with logos of your favourite Major League Baseball teams. Available now at NASNEurope.com.
Fourth week of the season next week, and we have 2 undefeated teams meeting on Sunday Night Football. Seattle, 3-0. Chicago, 3-0. 8 Eastern time next week. Football Night in America starts your coverage at 7 o'clock. So the Bears and the Seahawks next week, Soldier Field, 3-0 against 3-0.
Boy, the Seahawks sure looked explosive today against the Giants.
Oh, boy. Back to a 35-0 lead. Won the game by 12. Here's Dylan for 1. Let's go to Andrea Kramer. Good evening, Andrea.
Good evening, Al. While you're talking about the Bears Seahawks next week, well, I talked to Lovie Smith after the Bears' 19-16 win at Minnesota. He called it the biggest road win of his 3-year head coaching career. He said, hey, all quarterbacks have bad days and make bad plays, referring to Rex Grossman's interception return for a touchdown. But he said on the sideline, he told him, we're going to get the ball back for you, make the most of the opportunity. He did that fourth quarter touchdown pass of his career. They won it big, and now they're on next week Sunday Night Football.
Well, just after that 2-minute warning on 2nd down and 8, Brady swings it out to Troy Brown, and a flag comes in at the end of the play. Brown was knocked out of bounds very close to the first down marker, and they'll pick up the first down off the late hit here.
That was close to a horse collar there at the end, wasn't it? Tom Brady is really good at this. You know, that empty backfield, spread everything out, find the open ball, the open guy, give him the ball quickly.
Number 22 of the defense, 15 yards, first down.
Dominique Foxworth. And last week, the Denver Broncos became the first team in history to play an overtime game with no penalties. And tonight they play the first 8 minutes and 40 seconds of this one.
You know, and one of the things that the Broncos know about the Patriots is when they put Dominic Foxworth in there, the Patriots find him and they go after him. They usually stay away from Champ Bailey.
For good reason.
Yeah.
On first down, Brady comes back to the near side and hits Rashae Caldwell. And Caldwell, the ex-Charger, is tackled there by Ian Gold. The Chargers thought they really had something in Caldwell, but he never really developed. And he comes over here, and he's going to get a tremendous opportunity to be a star here.
This is an interesting play. It's kind of off a bootleg, but Brady doesn't come back. He just throws the ball back to Caldwell. He fakes the run to the right and then comes back and throws it to Caldwell, standing on the line of scrimmage on the left.
On first down, here is Maroney, and the reason I say Caldwell has a chance to become a star is when you think of the Patriots. We talked about Deion Branch, contract dispute. Then he was able to effect a trade to Seattle. We'll see him next week. They let David Givens go. He went to Tennessee. So Brady is operating without his 2 top guys from last season.
Yeah, and that's the other reason that Caldwell has a chance to become a star, if he can, is Tom Brady's his quarterback. I don't know that it gets a heck of a lot better in this league than that.
2nd down and 10. Brady already 3 Super Bowl rings and 2 Super Bowl MVP trophies. And that's Brown breaking out of a tackle. Wilson couldn't get him down, and then Lynch comes in to knock him to the turf at the 36-yard line. Last year, and New England did not win the Super Bowl after going into the season with 3 and 4 years, but he was the leading passer in the league, and right now they come up to the line of scrimmage without a huddle.
Timeout, and their first.
A timeout is taken here by the Denver Broncos. So they went to the hurry up here on 3rd down and 5, and Denver calls a halt to it.
So you all right, Jake?
Well, don't you think Mum's been acting a bit weird?
I wouldn't worry about it, son.
Only Actimel contains the good bacteria LC Immunitas. Try it and see if you feel the difference. They're none.
NASN, the North American Sports Network, a new and exciting sports channel dedicated to the best in live North American sports 24/7. NASN is the best of live NFL, including the Super Bowl live, up to 175 regular season NHL games and the Stanley Cup Finals, comprehensive coverage of the MLB regular and postseason, and exclusive college football and basketball. With the best daily news, highlights, and analysis, NASN is your channel for the best in live North American sports. Visit NASN.com for scheduling, news, and information.
Time. Massachusetts State Capitol in Boston. Denver had to take a timeout because Belichick decided to go no huddle for the first time on 3rd down and 5. So Denver had to regroup. Now out of the shotgun. Brady retreats after taking the snap and fires over the middle, and Lynch almost intercepts it. The venerable John Lynch, and they say he's in better shape and playing as well as he's ever played in his 14th season out of Stanford. Of course, a longtime Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Yeah, and he's still upset that he didn't get that one. I mean, John Lynch is playing as well as he has played in a long time, and he looks like he just has new life in everything that he does. You know, a few years ago when he left Tampa, you know, people thought that maybe he was through. He had that neck operation, and then he's come out and just gotten better and better.
His opposite number, almost the same sort of situation, Rodney Harrison out of San Diego, then comes here, and Miller's punt is touched and batted back well inside the 5-yard line and downed there. So now Denver will start its drive from deep in its own territory with 4.5 to go in the opening period. No score in New England.
Proving he could turn corners as well as anyone, Carnell Cadillac Williams garnered the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year award in 2005 and became the toast of Tampa Bay.
Cadillac Williams, guys, after 3 games has more yardage than any running back in the history of football to start his career. Let's get
And that's the Cadillac everybody wants to see right there.
These guys look fantastic. I'm so proud.
Join the Reebok Hockey Revolution. Visit NASNEurope.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
Jake Plummer, now in his 4th season with Denver, started his career with the Arizona Cardinals, 6 years there, 10th year in the league. Played his college football at Arizona State and begins this drive from deep in his own territory at his own 5-yard line. First down, 4.5 to go in the period. Tatum Bell on the ground, going nowhere. He's tackled there by Ty Warren. Last year, Denver, similar to this year, lost on opening day, then had to come from behind to beat San Diego. But there is the comparison. Last year, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions in the first couple of games. This year, no touchdowns and 4 picks, 3 on opening day. But over the last 14 games last year, 17 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, and they won 12 of the last 14 with him at the helm.
Yeah, and Mike Shanahan is hoping he still has that in him. 2nd and 10, and this is Bell. And bunched up again. So he probed the right side, then he probed the left side. Nothing doing. They'll give him a 1-yard gain there. It'll be 3rd down and 9. You know, the other thing that was bunched up is that Patriot defense. There was about 8 of them in on that tackle. You just see, Junior Seau, that he may not be what he used to be, but with these 2 inside linebackers, Junior Seau and Teddy Bruschi, they are going to get to a lot of plays and make a lot of tackles. It's interesting, last week, the Patriots used all 4-man line. This week, all 3-man defensive line.
Seau in his 17th season. Bruschi in his 11th. Plummer out of the shotgun. Has to step away and runs for his life and may even get the first down. And Jake Plummer, who's been doing that since going back to high school, and in college he was a tremendous runner as well as passer at Arizona State. In fact, he almost single-handedly won a Rose Bowl game against Ohio State, which would have given them a national championship with a phenomenal run. First down.
You know, the Broncos had a pass protection, and I really don't like, is when you bring a back and he has to come across and get a linebacker coming from the outside. I think Vrabel coming from the outside distracted Plummer, and that flushed him out to the left. And then, as you say, the way Jake can run, that got him a first down.
Up at the 17-yard line. 2:35 remaining in the opening period. Over the middle, and that is dropped. That is Tatum Bell. And again, we're talking about Tatum Bell and Mike Shanahan, not alternating series as he did earlier in the first 2 games with Tatum Bell and Mike Bell. It's been Tatum all the way, who's carried for 6 times, caught 1, and just dropped that last one.
You know, Mike Shanahan likes to throw on first down against a 3-man line. He said sometimes they're tough to run on, but when you get guys playing 2-gap, which a 3-man line has to, they're really not big pass rushers. So